UFC 319, Dricus Duplessis laughs at Khamzat's resume. Here's what he had to say. If you go look at me and Khamzat, his 8 wins in the UFC, I'm 9. Just go compare our resumes. It is ridiculous. That's Dricus Duplessis about Khamzat's resume while in the UFC. Here's what Khamzat had to say about Dricus. No one he has fought is undefeated. He beat Adesanya, who already lost. Sean Strickland, he don't know how to fight. I don't know how to lose. That's Khamzat Chimaev talking about Dricus Duplessis. UFC 319 is this weekend. One of the most anticipated fights in many years at middleweight. Undefeated Khamzat Chimaev versus the champ. 2 title defenses, Dricus Duplessis. UFC 319 live from Chicago, Saturday night on ESPN+. We won't have too many more ESPN cards because Dana White dropped a blockbuster on the MMA and UFC community yesterday with the new deal with Paramount Plus and CBS. $1.1 billion annually times 7 years. So that'll be $7.7 billion. Wow. That is 4 or 5 times the last deal with ESPN. Plus, Dana says he could still do one-off pay-per-views with Paramount. Currently, the Paramount app is $8.99 a month, and that's for the one with ads. And they have a $12.99 premium, and that's without ads. You get movies, TV shows, and starting January 2026, you will get all of the UFC pay-per-views, or what they used to be called pay-per-views, all the numbered events, and you will get, I believe, 30 plus UFC fight nights and other fights for the UFC. So you'll get 40-something fights on Paramount for $8.99 a month. I pay $9.99 a month right now for my ESPN app, and it's not great. As many of you guys know, the ESPN app freezes. You have to reboot it. Sometimes it just doesn't even work. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the Paramount package. I'm going to save $80 a month. That's $1,000 or more a year. Plus, I'm going to save $1 or $2 a month. So it's a win-win for us. Good things coming. Once again, the UFC is no longer going to be in contract and airing anything on ESPN. ESPN actually signed a deal with Fox. They have a new streaming package coming along. It's like $30 a month. Fox and ESPN are coming out with a package also in January 2026. So ESPN's out, Paramount's in, and Dana White just made a ton of money for TKO Group. And TKO Group just did a huge, massive, multi-billion-dollar deal with Netflix. So shoot, man, if you got some TKO stocks, you're doing pretty good, guys. Real good. Very, very, very interesting news. And the pay-per-view model is gone. Pay-per-view model's dead. A couple of the celebrities and fighters had comments. I think Jake Paul had one about now it's time to pay the fighters, and they can see how much money they're making behind the scenes, and that's what Jake Paul had to say after Dana White dropped the news. So you got a huge pay-per-view this weekend, UFC 319. We've got some news we're going to run around. Let's just get into this one was a big story over the weekend. Don Davis, I believe he was the CEO, and now he's the chairman of PFL. PFL is the second biggest organization outside of the UFC. So Don Davis had this to say about Francis Ngannou. He basically said Francis Ngannou did not show up. He no-showed the PFL event over the weekend. It was a PFL Africa show, and that's Ngannou's baby. That's his project. So Ngannou did not even show up to his own event Don Davis was not happy. He says, I'm not pleased. I'm disappointed. And I don't know why he didn't show up. And that's it. I mean, how else can you say it? PFL paid him a lot of money. And Francis Ngannou didn't show up. He's supposed to be there to support his fellow fighters from that region, from Africa, Cameroon, Nigeria, and he didn't show up. This event puts the spotlight on the African fighters that aren't able to travel. You going to the event, Francis Ngannou, you going to that event is for them. It's not for PFL. It's not for you. It's for them fighters. Your cause. Bad move, man. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. Maybe something happened and he couldn't make it. I haven't seen anything on social media. But Don Davis, you can check out our Twitter. I've got the Twitter pinned. Don Davis is not happy with Francis Ngannou for not showing up to the event. And Francis gets paid, right? I'm sure. Am I wrong here? I could be. But I don't think so. I don't think I'm wrong here. It just doesn't fit. Maybe something's behind the scenes that I don't know about. But we'll look into this further. We'll follow up on it. Let's get into some Tom Aspinall news, guys. Tom Aspinall. Here's a couple things about Tom Aspinall. He was asked about fighting again in December. He's scheduled in October to fight Cyril Gane, and he says, it's top secret. I'll keep it to myself. But the people will know sooner or later. The people will know sooner or later. That's what he says. And I've got another quote for Tom Aspinall. Let me pull it up here for you guys. And we got Jaxxon podcast playing behind the brand. And we've got the Twitter page right now. I was just going to go over this. Tom Aspinall says, listen, I don't want to fight John Jones. He was asked about fighting Jones at the White House. And Tom Aspinall said, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to entertain it. It's not going to happen. And it would just leave all of us disappointed. So Tom Aspinall shoots down any chances of John Jones super fight at the White House, which is scheduled July 4th, 2026. John Jones says he is preparing to fight. He will be fighting on that day. Tom Aspinall defends his title in 2 months versus a formidable opponent, an incredible stand-up fighter that's working on his grappling, working on his takedown defense, his power, Cyril Gane. So focus on Cyril Gane for a little while, Tommy boy, champ. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He doesn't want to talk about John Jones, and I don't blame him. I don't really want to talk about John Jones. I don't want to make John Jones news, but we have to. We have to. Arman Sarukian had a lot to say about Paddy. He said that the UFC has been hand-feeding Paddy. He hasn't done anything to earn his ranking. He doesn't deserve a title shot. Arman Sarukian going after Paddy. Arman Sarukian going after Ilya Tapiria. Still doing skits. I think yesterday he doing one on a plane with little doggies, pet the doggy. We'll drop the video. And Arman's still trolling Ilya, which he should do. He needs to. He needs to keep poking the bear until he gets that fight, because Arman is due that fight. That's his fight. There we go. Charles Oliveira goes off on Dan Hooker. Charles Oliveira goes off on the UFC lightweight division. We'll drop the video. Charles Oliveira is not happy. He went off. We'll add captions too. And that's it for the UFC news. That's it for the UFC news. We'll drop the Charles Oliveira video right now, and we'll end it. Have a great day, fight fans. Don't forget, UFC 319, man. This is the fight. This is the fight. Khamzat versus Dricus for the middleweight title. Don't miss it. Talk to you tomorrow, fight fans.
Quem dos top ia vir lutar comigo no Brasil? Nenhum deles ia vir aqui lutar no Brasil. Sabe o que vai acontecer hoje? Amanhã, quando você soltar esse cortezinho aí, um monte deles vão colocar, eu iria. Só que na realidade, você tá ligado, eu não sou o cara que fica jogando bum bum bum. Só que foi oferecido nomes pra mim e eles nem quiseram. Então hoje, quando tu soltar lá, os caras vão colocar lá, tuitar. Bunda mole, eu quis, ele não quis. Só que é mentira, como a vida inteira foi dessa forma. Eles cutucam lá, fala bosta lá do outro lado, quando eu falo, vem, eu tô aqui, eles pegam e correm pro outro lado. Então assim, quem deles ia vir lutar aqui? Tupuri acabou de me vencer, é o número 1 do ranking. Arman tá esperando a disputa pelo título. Dusty Gate falou que só luta se for pelo cinturão. Max Holloway quebrou a mão. Dusty Poirier se aposentou. Qual dos outros viriam?
Posso falar o nome? Aí você me diz o
Pode
que você acha.
falar.
Dan Hooker?
Esse aí também só fala. Esse aí também só fala. Faz muito tempo. Isso aí, essa história aí, essa novela aí, você já sabe, já tem muitos anos atrás. Ele falou e nunca aconteceu. Então, de verdade, é só falação. Essa é a realidade. Falou um monte de besteira, é um cara que fala um monte de besteira na internet, mas quando chama, na realidade, não vai. Essa é a real.
O Hooker foi um dos nomes aí que você acha que chegou nele, ele não quis ou não pôde?
Eu não sei. Não sei.
Tá bom.